And so here is where we're currently standing as far as the Bitcoin goes. I'm going to go to a higher term time frame now, and I'm going to shut off my local analysis here and just use a blank chart. And what happened was, and as we were dumping down, we were keeping an eye on the fact that there was a very, very crucial area of support and resistance that we had right about here, okay? Because this was our resistance back in January, this green box, our resistance back in January, our resistance over the summer twice. We flipped it into support, acted as support in the fall, support in December, support again, and when we lost that support, we are saying this now becomes very important resistance. And one of the potential swing long trades that I have been looking at is, because here's the thing, assuming that this is the bottom, right? Assuming that this is a bottom, and it's very possible that it is a significant bottom. A lot of people do not catch the exact bottom or the exact top. What we need to do, especially if we're swing trading, is we need to wait for confirmation that market structure has indeed changed. And what happened over this period of price action is very significant. If you are looking to be a swing trader, these are the types of setups you want to look for, where what has happened is we have our high, our low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, our lower low, higher high for the first time since November 11th. And then what happens is we come back down to retest what used to be massive resistance, right? We have to keep in mind this green box here, the green box on the chart in the Discord. This is not just any old green box. This is a massive level that we have been respecting for over a year, right? And so what happens is we now come back down to test this box with bullish divergence on Market Cipher B on the 4 hour. That is no joke. And so the reason why I was comfortable yesterday saying this is a trade setup happening right now is because, let's see here. What were my exact words? Potential swing long setup right here. As long as we don't lose this support, we could put in the higher low here and a very good risk to reward. This is the setup I gave yesterday in the live video. And the reason why it's such a good risk to reward right here is because we know that this box is crucial support. And so it's a very clear place to enter a trade, extremely clear. We know that if we come down more than 3%, the trade is invalidated. So we only have to risk 3. But we have our sights set on higher highs on the larger term time frame, because if we go to the daily, then we can see that we've officially put a higher high in this market structure. So we're assuming A, we've put in a bottom, B, we flipped market structure from making lower lows and lower highs into making higher lows and higher highs, and C, this is a higher low from which we can look for now a higher high, right? And so this is really, really great. These trade setups do not come very often, but when they do, they can be very, very profitable. Now, I've already taken profits on this trade. My stop loss is at the entry, securing this trade for myself. If we do come down lower, I will look to enter potentially lower as long as we don't lose this green box, because there are still some areas of support that we need, that we have not touched, in other words. But this to me looks extremely bullish. I would say the weekly time frame on Market Cipher B, it's neutral right now. We do have this wave that is underneath the zero line, and there's definitely a lot of potential here for more upside. So there's basically one of two things is true. Either we have bottomed out here, and now we're just going to continue trading basically this sideways market that we've been trading since last year, right? Where we basically have our lows down around 30K, our highs about 65K. That is one potential scenario. And if that is the case, then yeah, this weekly could potentially bring us all the way back up to the 60s. But something else that we need to keep in mind is simply just the fact that, first of all, we have not touched the low of the sideways range. And secondly, we have been seeing something that, in my opinion, is quite bearish, which is on the BLX chart. This is basically Bitcoin since inception, that the money flow on the weekly time frame is coming down, and even the VWAP on the weekly time frame is coming down. So scenario number 2 is simply that this is a relief rally. We're going to get a rejection probably from one of these important areas, and then come back down to put in a real low. A real low, coming down to the low of that range. I will say that the weekly close from last week looks extremely bearish. Just objectively speaking, this purple candle right here, let me zoom in so we can see. This purple candle right here looks extremely bearish. The fact that we came up above the previous high and then lost it like that, basically it looks like a failed swing high. It looks like a failed swing high. Unless this weekly candle now starts to show us strength and come above that that $46,000 area, then you know, this very well could have been a just a failed swing high. So we just need to be aware of all the different scenarios that could happen. And one thing that I find very interesting is the fact that, let's say that we do just get a little relief here, and then we come down to put in another low, that from the dump, from the Cufferoni and cheese, from that time in March 2020 to the all-time high, we have absolutely got ourselves a golden pocket back down there, right at the low of the sideways market, right at the low. So if we come up and we come back down into the golden pocket, maybe that could be our bottom, or potentially even down at the 786 level. Just ideas, guys, that we need to be prepared for. If we continue getting upside here, then the 2 major areas that I'm looking for a rejection, okay? Because remember, I know a thing or two about rejections, okay? When I was in high school, again, every single female I ever talked to rejected me. So I know how it goes. Now, I'm the shy type, quiet, don't have much confidence, low self-esteem, not so good at sports, kind of fat, addicted to video games, right? Don't know how to talk to girls. So I see a girl I like, right? She's blonde, yeah? She's blonde. You know, Jason Casper has a thing for blondes. She's got some dirty blonde hair, like this color right here. That's light blonde. She has light blonde hair, okay? And let's see here. She has some nice light blonde hair, okay? Here she is. Her name is 38 She's foreign, okay? She's from a different country, one of those European countries. Us Americans, we don't we don't know anything about European countries, right? We don't know. There's Germany and there's England, and that's it. And then there's like all these other, and they all speak different language. We don't care. We don't care about you guys, all right? I'll tell it how it is. Come on, Americans. You guys know you don't know a thing about Europe, right? So 38 from one of those Lithuanian countries or whatever, she's up here and she's at high school, and I was in high school, and I was like, hey, 38 maybe after school you would want to hang out with me. Now, she's foreign, but she's really good at sports. She's a cheerleader, and she just has all the friends in school. She's super popular. So when you come up to talk to her, okay, she absolutely will reject you. Okay, and if there's one piece of dating advice I could give to guys, it would be the girl will always reject you, okay? Don't even try. And so 38 could definitely reject us. Now, here's something we need to keep in mind. The weekly VWAP is curving down. The daily time frame, right? The daily time frame is doing something that could give us a bearish divergence as we come up to 38 to ask her out on a pizza date, and she probably doesn't even eat pizza. She's hip, she's cool, she's paleo, she's keto, right? She's not going to eat pizza with you. Ew, gross, get away from me. No wonder you have so much acne on your face. You're eating pizza all day. Do you see that grease, right? Do you see the simple carbohydrates, the GMO wheat in the crust? Do you think that's good for you? So what could happen is we come up here and we get a bearish divergence on the daily as we come up to ask 38 out, okay? And this could be actually a serious rejection that could be the end of the relief rally. and the reason why I'm saying this is because we have to be aware. And you know, this is a pretty good trade right now. We have to be aware of the fact that we have not only do we have the 382 right there, but pretty much from the entire time that we've been trading Bitcoin, from the end of the summer to now, our highest volume node is right around where 382 likes to hang out, right around that $47,000 area. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull our fib from the high to the low, and we can see that this is a key area of resistance. So really, guys, keep your eyes on the daily, and if you see as we're coming up to where 382 likes to hang out, and we also go down to the 4-hour time frame, and we see that the 4-hour time frame is also giving us bearish divergence. That is key, okay? If especially, and I don't know like how long it will take for us to get the courage to walk up to 382 and you know, her other friend, high volume Nodia up here, 382 and high volume Nodia, two very beautiful young ladies back when I was a junior in high school, guys, you know. And so basically, if it happens very fast, right? Let's say we get a massive pump, New York open in 2 minutes, boom, right? This could really be a bearish div on the 4-hour, even with the money flow coming down. So we just need to be aware of that. 382 and high volume Nodia, and they just call her Nodia for short, all right? Nodia and 382, they represent a very important area for Bitcoin, because here's the thing, okay? Oh, where are we going? Oh my goodness, guys, my computer. Oh, when I'm live too. Oh man, no wonder 382 wouldn't have it, right? And Nodia, I don't even like Nodia, you know, but you have to play nice with Nodia, because you know how friends are. You got to make nice with the friends, right? So if we can come above Nodia and 382, I actually believe that we could come up to the 618 golden pocket retracement around 55 to 57,000. Those would be the two major levels. If this is truly going to continue with bullish market structure, those would be the two major levels that I would be looking for. So this was very healthy. Let me just kind of show you guys again the health of this. If we are ever getting it sounds almost like it almost sounds like some kind of like crazy gent riff, you know? So if you ever see something like this where we switch market structure on a high term time frame, and then we come down to retest crucial resistance as support, and we get a rounded bottom like this, right? A rounded bottom like this, okay? I'm not talking about an uneven bottom. I'm talking about a rounded bottom. Actually, when you see a rounded bottom like this combined with uneven butt cheeks on the 4-hour, it should really make you, it should shock you, because it is a very bullish sign, okay? This was nice. And so right now, of course, we're getting some resistance at resistance. There's no need to be overly concerned. So if we come back to a lower time frame, let me actually turn back on some local levels here of support and resistance. Just because I want to show that we are in fact getting resistance at the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, confluence with a daily level right up here, and also the value area high of the local range. Okay, the value area high of the local range. If we can come above this area right here, around the 4444-ish area, literally right where we rejected. I mean, we pretty much rejected off the range value area high almost to the exact dollar. If we can come above that, I think it's possible we can come above this previous high. Now, I think it's also important to note that this previous high, I've been expecting higher here for a while. Like I actually thought we were going to reject here, come down and then come up higher for the rejection all the way down to here. Because if we go to the VIP Discord, and by the way, if you want to get into the VIP Discord where I post the juicy trade setups in advance, as well as many other amazing traders in here, amazing traders posting technical analysis, trade setups. And this setup I did give live yesterday during the VIP stream. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. But if we do come to my original idea for this range, I was expecting for us to come up above 45.5, get a move down to the point of control, and then come back up for higher for the rejection back down to the green box. I was expecting us to come down to the green box. I just thought we were going to see higher before we got down to the green box. And so basically what this allowed me to do was I was able to short from around 45,000-ish and now long the bottom, which is nice, right? It's nice to short the top and long the bottom. And shout out to everyone who's also doing this, because we have a really great, there's really good traders in here, and we all do analysis together and stuff. But yeah, so I was able to short from 45.399 and 50 cents, and then also a not as good entry at 45,000, and then also then a long from 41.8, and then in another long as well from a little bit higher of an entry, 42.1, and yeah, so I'm kind of in a good position right now, the ultimate schlong, short and long at the same time. Right, if we do dump down from here farther, which let's entertain that thought. Could we dump down here a little bit more? I would say that it is possible that we could come down a little bit more. Some of the local supports that I'm looking for are going to be this very key area. Okay, we have a golden pocket retracement, we have the range point of control, we have the monthly point of control, and we have the VWAP coming in right around 43.7. That would be actually a really nice retracement here before another movement to the upside. And right now as it stands, you know, if this 4 hour actually does print a red dot, then I think, yeah, we could come down a little bit more here. The 1 hour time frame has a slight bearish divergence. I can't actually really tell if that's a divergence or not, but money flow is getting thicker. So what this kind of tells me is probably we're either going to range a bit here and then see higher. That's kind of what I'm thinking, guys. I think we range and then see higher. That's kind of what I'm almost expecting here because of the money flow on the 1 hour, and also because we did get some pretty bearish divergences coming in here that didn't really amount to much. So we'll actually have to see what happens here, because as we are coming up to our next areas of resistance here on the 12-minute, we could get a pretty significant bearish div here to maybe get some kind of rejection off the 786. Let's go down actually to the 1 minute and see what money flow is looking like. You know,